everyone. Happy Super Soul Sunday. Hope you are all having a beautiful weekend. I am here right on Ocean Boulevard, here at Corona Del Mar in Newport Beach, California. Just waiting for the sun to set. I like coming down here to contemplate and think about life and appreciate life and be happy about it. For today's message, it's actually been inspired by a talk I had yesterday. Someone had reached out to me on my other Facebook page about one of the videos I posted about my living with autoimmune hepatitis, and she had sent a private message. young woman. She had just been recently diagnosed with that disease. And she was really terrified and scared, felt like it was a death sentence, and was seeking support and advice on what to do. Brought me back a lot of memories. It's still very recent, but I decided to reach out to her yesterday, and we talked for about 45 minutes, almost an hour, I guess, and I told her that living with this kind of condition can be terrifying, but there's a lot of people out there that are there to support you, and the options, of course, are scary. If you follow the traditional Western medicine protocol for someone with autoimmune hepatitis. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with these hidden illnesses that are inside of us, like cancer, autoimmune conditions, celiac disease, colitis, autoimmune hepatitis, and those type of things that you don't see, even especially the ones to do with the brain. People don't understand what's going on inside, but there's a lot going on. And I'm here to share my journey, my story of how I basically, I guess, for lack of other words, healed myself, cured myself of not just the autoimmune hepatitis without any drugs, medication, and all that crap, but also reversed my type 2 diabetes before that. So it's been quite a journey, and it's transformed me in many ways, wherein you really value every day of life, and you're thankful for that. So autoimmune hepatitis is a condition wherein the body's immune system, so everyone has got an immune system, attacks the liver thinking it is a foreign enemy, primarily because the liver is putting out stuff, I guess, or reacting certain things from either the environment, food, whatever you're drinking, emotions. And when it attacks the liver, it causes a lot of scarring, elevates the liver enzymes, because normally, the liver enzyme should be like 40 and below, but for those who have autoimmune hepatitis, it starts like that. Then you get jaundice. Autoimmune hepatitis can lead, will eventually lead, if untreated, to cirrhosis or liver cancer. So yeah, definitely, it's a scary condition to have. It affects, I believe, about 1 in 200,000 people. In my case, I got diagnosed with that, officially diagnosed with that, on January 27 of 2014, up in Vancouver, when the gastroenterologist there gave me the scary news. And I had been fighting that condition for a long time, but it was only the 2 hospitalizations in 2013. First one was for about a week, Anaheim Regional, May 2013. and then everything went down. My liver enzymes were sky high. It was so scary. The doctors were like just trying to figure out like how it happened. Like it was like I think my AST was 3600 and my ALT was 1800, and I was deathly sick. It was like like a squash, like a yellow squash that was just so ripe. Uh, Somehow, though, my body was able to normalize the enzymes, going from that high of a level to normalize itself by July. Now, I had been going through a battery of tests. I went through, biopsy, bunch of blood tests, all kinds of ultrasounds, you know, the works. Like I had nurses and doctors sticking needles in and out of me pretty much every few days, and then I was going through the labs. But everything, went down because like I had already been following a healthy lifestyle of eating, so I amped it up even further, and I went on a vegan, more of like a paleo vegan lifestyle, just eating organic foods. So everything went down. It allowed me to heal within 2 months. Really, everything went back to normal. And they're like, "How did that happen?" So to me, I was still weak, but I was, feeling much better. So I decided, okay, let me go up, go back up to Vancouver. There's a few things I want to do up there, and just go. So went up to Vancouver mid-August. Started, doing some, get some projects going, reconnect with my old network. And then I started feeling, I went back to the gym. I was actually back in the gym by about September of 2013. But my strength levels were down. I had lost even more weight because prior to this liver condition, I had already lost over 107 pounds. Going from almost 300 pounds down to 190, 190, from 2011 to 2012, because I had a very, serious type 2 diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, triglycerides. So I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. So I went on that journey, and I just couldn't figure out like why, I would get sick like this. Until later, and I'll tell you guys more about how autoimmune conditions can manifest itself and how you can kind of treat it. I started feeling weak again, gut pain, more, I couldn't really handle food, even much less even the veggies I was eating. I was just down to eating oatmeal, and I got hospitalized again up in Richmond, and, it's a city south of Vancouver. I was there for almost 3 weeks, and that was pretty bad. The doctors, requested all my labs and hospital records from Anaheim and trying to figure out what was going on, but they just couldn't figure out because my enzymes went up again to like the 900s, 1,000. They didn't, what was going on, and they eliminated, of course, it was not, hepatitis A, not hepatitis B, C. They at first thought I had like some sort of rare condition called hemochromatosis, where my body was absorbing too much iron, but it wasn't that. They almost took out my gallbladder, well, down in the States, but then they said my gallbladder was fine. So here I am, feeling lethargic, feeling weak, scared as shit. I'm like, what the hell is going on now? Right? I thought that, I'd been doing everything right. So fast forward, going through all these tests, from November, December, and then finally January 27, 2014, the doctors called me to the clinic downtown Vancouver because they found what was wrong with me, and told me it was, they were trying to sugarcoat it. I could tell the doctor was like, well, yeah, it is. And as I said, doc, let's just cut the crap. I'm a big boy. I can handle whatever you're going to tell me. I've gone through so many things in life recently. So let me know what's going on, right? Please, just be honest with me. What am I facing here? So he said, well, you have autoimmune hepatitis. And I'm like, okay, autoimmune hepatitis. Okay, I know what autoimmune conditions are, wherein your body attacks, many parts of your body. But so you mean to tell me that my body is attacking my liver and now I have hepatitis? He says, well, you've got a lot of scarring, deep scarring inside of you. And if, like at this point, you're very, pretty much very close that if we don't treat you, you're going to need a liver transplant. And I'm like, what? A liver transplant? Okay, so I have autoimmune hepatitis, and it's so bad that you're telling me that I may need to go liver transplant. And he said yes. And I said, okay, now what are my options? He said, well, we have there's no cure for your condition. Like, okay, so no cure. Okay, great. But you have a treatment. So what is that supposed to do? Well, it's supposed to suppress your immune system. I said, okay, so if it's suppressing my immune system from attacking my liver, then that leaves me open to other things, right? So what are the side effects of these medications? He said, well, there's going to be water retention, puffiness, bloating, you're going to gain weight, you're going to be diabetic again, and all that, and you're going to be basically sort of, go back to what you were before. I was like, what kind of hell option is that? So you mean to tell me that your treatment, your treatment, the only treatment that you're suggesting is something that will take me back to being diabetic. And that being diabetic is pretty serious already, right? Because like I know my kidneys have been compromised, my digestive system's been compromised. Okay, what? It's like I was just like, with combination of between fear and anger and pissed off, right? It's like what kind of option is that? So well, that's the only thing that we can do. You go on it for like 3 to 6 months. You'll be monitored, weekly. And I'm like, no, I ain't gonna be like anybody just like that. I don't want to be stuck up with all these drugs. I said, enough of that. I said, I fought a long battle and claimed my health back, and this is the option. So like I said, I basically told him like I'm gonna heal myself. I'm gonna do it on my own. He said, well, I wouldn't. He said, I wouldn't advise that because it would jeopardize life. I said, I'm already in jeopardy right now anyway, right? So what have I got to lose? Everybody dies, right? So if at least I die on my own terms, it'd be better. And he was, he said, okay, I understand where you're coming from. You don't want to, take the drugs and everything, but what are you planning to do? I said, well, I'm going to heal myself. I said, I'm going to go, find alternative methods, and do and intensify what I did to lose all that weight, to reverse my the diabetes. I said, impossible. Okay, remember this: impossible is just an opinion. Okay, so I've always believed in that. You always believe that I am possible. Okay, so watch me. So I'm going to do this, right? I'm going to be living proof that I can reverse this condition, put it into remission. Left this office and went down the elevator, and it just hit me. I started crying because just the enormity and the gravity of the situation for me was like, I felt so alone. Like I didn't have anyone to talk to. I just broke down because it was scary. I was down there in the lobby just crying, like combination of scared and angry. So yeah, so that's just 2 years ago. Look at me now. Okay. Look at me now. I'm happy. I'm alive. I reversed the damn thing. Okay? And how was it done? Okay? Three things. Okay? One, you got to fix your mind. Okay? You got to believe they're going to heal. Okay? Two, you got to fix your body. Fix your body by eating the right foods, drinking clean water, going out for walks, breathing clean air. Okay? So I was very fortunate, up in Vancouver, the air is very clean, pristine, the ocean and mountain air. So, when I look at back, I guess it was a way to, it was meant to happen. Third, your soul, your spirit, okay, your heart, you gotta reconnect everything that's been disconnected, because I got so distracted by life's events and life's demands and society's demands and everything, and then neglected myself. So I said, I'm going to fix those three things just the way I did, when I lost all that weight, when I reversed the diabetes, and I said, this is going to be an uphill climb, but I'm going to do it. I healed myself through a combination of nutritional supplements, and, doctors don't believe in supplements, but I don't care, right? People were saying, well, maybe Mike, it's the supplements that cause this and everything. It's like, well, you don't know the whole story, because I reversed this condition that's supposed to be incurable by taking the right type of supplements that I had known, because of my background, my knowledge about what nutrition and how, different vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, and all that can heal the body, right? So I had to work with that. I had to also first condition my mind, right? Because I've always been someone that's had a fierce will to compete, and this time now I'm fighting for my life. So I said, okay, you ready for this, bro? So that's me talking to myself, psyching myself up. And this is the scariest thing is ever gonna, that we're facing right now. So, just talking to my soul, talking to my, to my higher self, and I said, we can do this. We've done it before, so this is something serious, right? They said scarring's pretty bad, maybe need a liver transplant. But I believe. You believe, right? So it starts in the mind. Because you let the mind control you. Because fear is the number one thing that hinders anyone from achieving anything ever in life, whether it be physically, mentally, or spiritually. Fear is that layer that's been wrapped around each and every single one of us, for centuries, thousands and thousands of centuries, years. Social beliefs, religious beliefs, family, cultural, and all that. Because fear is something that controls us from realizing our greatness inside of us. And because God is inside of each one of us. That's my belief, right? God is not external and separate from me. I had to find it in, find God in here, in the heart. Okay? And that's when you combine those three elements, okay? Mind, body, soul, and spirit. Okay? And to add to that, gratitude. Gratitude is the key to my healing. Wake up each and every morning before getting out of bed and say thank you for another day. And I look forward to the blessings that come. And I'm grateful for all that in advance. Okay? And then I learn to breathe on purpose. Like breathing in how and visualizing that I was healed. That I was all going to be able to do the things that I want to do, because my life on this earth is not over. I have a purpose, I said, and I ain't going to go out like this. So I visualize that each and every morning, and before going to bed, saying thank you God, thank you to my inner self, to the higher spirit, and thank you to the angels up there, supporting me, protecting me, because it is a tough battle, right? And friends and family, it's hard for them to understand what you're going through. So really, you can't really expect much from them. It'd be great to have support. it's important to ask for that support. And I was very, thankful that I had that support from a big network of friends, family. You know, I was up there. My parents were there, my sisters. But ultimately, I have to fight the battle. It was something that I had to face on my own. It was something that I had to um, steel myself, like ready myself be to be fighting like oneself, because I was fighting myself literally, because my body's attacking my liver, and I had a vision of how I would look like after all this, and I said, I'm going to heal myself. I'm going to eat organic, paleo, vegan lifestyle, and just drink water. I haven't touched soda, or juice. No, pretty much soda actually over 5 years now. I used to be addicted to that crap, that chemical crap, right? So once I learned to eat clean, organic, unprocessed foods, non-GMO, and all that, people may have seen, what I've posted and everything about, the lifestyle and that. But for me, I realized that the number one thing that triggered all of these health conditions, mentally, emotionally, physically, was stress. Stress that had piled up over and over and over again, like all over the body, the mind. Stress kills. It's a low-level kind of stress, not that type of stress when, let's say, a lion escapes from the zoo, and then you're just happen to be walking down, and then say you seize lunch, and then you start running. That's a fight or flight syndrome. Talking about chronic stress that comes from work, comes from family relationships, friendships, you name it, and I let, when I look at that, I allowed myself to live a life that wasn't me, wherein I had to basically satisfy everybody externally, trying to support all that, giving and giving and giving, even though I was already depleted and I didn't know that. But that was the program. It's like, you just give and give. And then my body and mind started breaking down. It broke down. Not just started breaking down. It broke down to the point wherein, like, I almost was, like I said, almost in liver transplant. But now, thankfully, 2 years later, everything's been normal. It's been normal now for 2 years. I've actually been normal. The lab results have all been normal since June of 2014. And then every month I was going for blood tests in Vancouver, down here in California when I would visit. Everything was normal. Liver enzymes for that. And my liver specialist here in California, he couldn't believe it. He says, I don't know what you did. Right? I said, you're taking all these supplements, this and that. I said, I'm not claiming it's just all the supplements. It's the whole thing, right? It's the will to live, right? The nutrition change, the lifestyle, the belief in healing, self-healing, right? And loving myself and being grateful for every single day of life. I said, those are the keys, right? And then I realized the more I started fanning the flames of love, self-love, because when you do that, you actually become stronger, spiritually, not just spiritually, but it just activates something inside of you, on a mental, physical, and emotional level as well. Wherein it totally changes you, your view on life, your view of yourself, and what your purpose is. So, yes, you can heal yourself. Yes, you can be whoever you want to be. You can climb the highest mountains, swim, the deepest oceans. You can do anything, be anything, right? I'm living proof, right, that life can be reclaimed, your true life, your authentic self. So for those of you who are fighting these unseen conditions, these diseases, okay, fix the mind, body, love you all. I want to there for everyone's support. I've been through a lot, and I'm ready for it. Okay, because this time I come from a space wherein my strength is abundant, my love is abundant, and I know what my purpose is, and I'm claiming that. And each and every one of you have that as well. And fear is just an illusion. Okay, I don't fear death. Right? After facing this, death is just a rite of passage. Okay, everyone dies, but live in the moment, live in the now. Okay, each and every day of life. Okay, appreciate those around you. Tell those that you care for that you love them. Okay, and tell yourself that you love yourself too. Right, and always thank God. And God is in you, each and every one of us. God is everywhere. God is not that external magical genie that suddenly makes a miracle happen or suddenly makes you wealthy and all that. Get rid of those thoughts, okay? God is in you, here, in the heart, okay? Knock, the door shall be open. It's always there. So that's my motivation for you all today. For those with autoimmune conditions, I'm helping you fight that battle too. Sending you my love, my energy, my light. Each and every one of us is light. We are all light beings. Okay? And we are not going to cave into the darkness. We are not going to cave into the fears. Okay? The world is changing. There's a paradigm shift that is happening in the world. No more of this greed and everything. It all starts from here. Okay? When you heal yourself, you start healing a lot of other things in your life. And believe me, when you see that vision of abundance and greatness, then happiness comes. But happiness comes from here first. Okay, happiness comes from here first when you love and accept yourself fully, right? So love yourself first. Take care of yourself first. Okay. I love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful week, and blessings to all. Okay. Talk to you all soon. For those who have some further questions about autoimmune hepatitis, just feel free to either send me a private message or something. But I'm there for all of you. Okay. And there's a lot of things that are coming up that you'll be seeing soon.